Hi everyone, it's Wendy Perry. I want to chat with you today about something that is a little bit different than what I usually talk about. I usually talk about parental alienation or co-parenting. Today I want to talk with you about something that is very, very, very scary. Dating. And dating is really scary, isn't it? I want to chat with you about dating if you are a targeted parent or an alienated parent. But this information is actually very important to anyone who is single, who is dating or considering dating. Before we talk about dating, I want to give a brief explanation about parental alienation and about what it means to be a targeted parent or an alienated parent. I think it's really important that we start our conversations with an explanation about parental alienation so that anyone who is watching who does not understand parental alienation can become educated and hopefully motivated to join us in our fight to end parental alienation. Parental alienation is when one parent tries to damage or destroy the relationship that a child has with their other parent through alienating behaviors. If you are a targeted parent, the other parent is trying to alienate you from your child or your children. If you are an alienated parent, you have no relationship or a very, very, very limited relationship with your child or your children. The difference between being a targeted parent or an alienated parent is not the subject of our talk today, but it's important for people to understand the dynamics. Whether you are a targeted parent or an alienated parent, it makes dating very challenging. The reason I wanted to make this video is people ask me all the time how I met my husband, Rob Perry. Rob has become a wonderful advocate in his own right. He's very passionate about parental alienation awareness and education, and he's making a documentary about parental alienation. And people ask me all the time, how did you meet someone so understanding and so supportive? So I wanted to share my dating journey with you that led me to meeting someone so understanding and so supportive. After my divorce, when I started dating, if I went on a date with someone and they told me they didn't have a relationship with their children, I thought, oh no, I can't date them. Something has to be wrong with them. They had to have done something horrible to not have a relationship with their children. That misunderstanding and lack of education about parental alienation is one of the biggest challenges that targeted parents and alienated parents face in the dating world. So right now I want to say something to the people who are watching who are single and dating or going to go into the dating world. If you are not targeted or alienated, if you go on a date with someone and they tell you they don't have a relationship with their children, I encourage you to have a conversation with them and to ask them, tell me more about that. I want to learn more about your situation that led to you not having a relationship with your children. Now I want to give some advice to the targeted and alienated parents who are dating or going to be dating. It's very important that we give full disclosure about our situations when we're dating. I know quite a few targeted and alienated parents who are in relationships with people who they feel are not supportive. And something that I have found is that there wasn't really full disclosure about the situation in the beginning stages of dating. We have to give full disclosure about our situations in the early stages of dating, way before it turns into a serious relationship, so that those people can make an informed decision about whether or not they want to possibly have a relationship. After my divorce, I had several very serious relationships. And all of these relationships had one thing in common. They were with people who were very narcissistic. And after many years and after several very devastating relationships, I realized I had what I call a narcissist habit. And I wanted to break that habit. And I realized that I needed to figure out what it was about me that I kept going into these relationships. And what it was about me that I wasn't able to detect when someone was narcissistic. And so I made a conscious and deliberate decision to stop dating completely. I wasn't angry or sad or bitter. I just wanted to make this change, to not go into any more of these toxic relationships. I didn't put a time limit or a time frame on it. I told myself that I would just know when the time was right for me to start dating again. So during this time, I immersed myself in other things that I enjoyed doing. I spent a lot of time with my friends. I worked hard. And it was during this time that I really built my advocacy. And it was a great time of self-growth and self-discovery. And then one day, I thought, I want to date again. I'm ready. And do you know how long it had been since I had dated? It was 3.5 years. And that was fine. I really enjoyed that time, and that time was very important. So I started dating again. And it was like I had a whole new set of eyes with clear vision. And when I went on a date with someone who was narcissistic, I could see it. When I was in relationships with people who were narcissistic, they had everything that I thought I wanted. I checked off every box on my checklist with them. You know the checklist I'm talking about. That checklist you have that checks off everything that you want in a perfect person, in a perfect relationship. They had all of that. And I thought we had a lot in common. Then I went on a date with my husband, Rob. And by the end of the date, my mind was blown because I realized we actually had a lot in common. And I realized that just because somebody checks off everything on your checklist doesn't mean that you have a lot in common. I have said to my husband several times, "You're not anything I thought I wanted, but you're everything I needed." And it's really important to figure that out about yourself. What is it that you really need? I have a question for you. When we're dating, part of the dating process is trying to figure out that person we're dating. How can you figure out someone else if you don't even have yourself figured out yet? And you might think, well, I've got it all figured out. If you keep dating the same kind of toxic person over and over and over and over again, you don't have yourself figured out. And you need to do that. So that was my dating journey that led me to find someone so understanding and so supportive. Was that I actually stopped dating, period. To figure out who I was, to get clarity, and to figure out what I needed. So I encourage you to do the same, whether you're targeted or alienated or not. If you want to find a healthy relationship, you have to get healthy and know yourself first. And it sounds cliche, it sounds corny, but it's really true. So, I wish you the best on your dating journey. And it is scary. I remember, and I've got some really funny stories. So enjoy the journey. But if you have a narcissist habit like I did, do whatever you need to do to break your habit and to get healthy so that you can find a happy relationship, because you deserve that. I hope you'll follow my blog, which is www.targetparent.com. It's not just for target parents or alienated parents. So I hope you'll subscribe today. Make it a great day. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.